Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our review of the Survivor 44 premiere. What a bunch of weirdos and oddballs this cast is turning out to be. And as a resident weirdo and oddball, I greatly appreciate that.
No, I do as well. It feels like a group of just real people. And I think, sort of, in this reality TV world, it's difficult to really get that feeling of just genuine people. And, real genuine people is filled with lots of oddballs. So, yeah, no, so far I'm really happy with this cast.
Yeah, I like this premiere a lot, and I think I like this premiere a lot. It's almost in spite of the show, in spite of Probst being like, "Hey guys, how about 800 new twists? How about this? Look at this shiny toy. Draw these bunch of things out of here. Go on." It's like we still care about the people most, Jeff, and we're going to appreciate that more so than like any nonsense that you throw out there, or any bird cage that you stick on the island.
No, I absolutely agree. I mean, reality shows in general, if you have a good cast, that will carry the show for you. You
Yes.
don't need all the twists and turns or whatever. I mean, right at the beginning of the show, we had Jamie fall out of the boat and just like eat it. And I was like, that's my spirit animal right there, because everywhere I go, I fall. Everything I touch, I drop. I was just like, this just feels very real.
There's a lot of relatable people. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna spend some time on this tribal council at the end of the episode because
Mhm.
this may be the biggest cluster what we have ever seen in a first try. Like how weird and how clueless and how like okay, well, we'll get into that, but of course, hit that subscribe button. We are in the midst of our own sort of like madcap craziness at the channel right now.
I
In
know.
between, like, we've got Snowfall going on later tonight. We're going to be talking a lot about Yellow Jackets, Succession later in the month. We got The Last of Us. We don't want you guys to miss any of that.
Also, it was my birthday yesterday. Yay!
Yay!
So, one of the things that I've been asking everyone for is if you can go over to our Instagram, which is Matt and Just TV,
Yeah.
and just give it a follow. It's something that we've both wanted to grow for a long time. So, we thought it might be a nice belated birthday gift if anyone would like to go and do that for us.
Yeah, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Happy
And
belated birthday.
thank you. And we appreciate everyone who's come to us to ask us to bring Survivor back, because we have covered Survivor here at the channel before, and we took a little bit of a reality TV hiatus
Yeah.
for a little while. But we heard you guys. You guys wanted us to bring it back. We're bringing it back.
Yeah, and ultimately we have so much to talk about in this premiere. It's a good time
Oh,
to be
yeah.
talking all about it because, shot in the dark. Shot in the why? Why are you guys doing this?
Yeah. And I mean, seeing that we had two people
Yeah.
actually go, my girl Jamie here fell out the boat. Her paranoia, like, I was just like, there must be something else going on
Yeah.
during that time where everyone was kind of scrambling for her to just be like, oh man, I need to use this shot in the dark, because no one was talking about you.
No, no, this is the relatability. See, when I was a beauty and the geek way, way, way back in the day, back when I had hair, I was in a situation
Matt.
similar. It's true. That's how I define my life eras. But no, I understand being very scared about being the first person gone. You like interpret everything in your head to be this big serious thing. Maybe that's all that was going on here. But it's like the moment Jamie does that, Matthew, who is having a rather questionable premiere episode in general, has been like, whoa, 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 I need to use mine too.
Yeah, Matthew,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
I know you're watching this video here. You talked about how much you wanted to be on this show and how
yeah,
long you've been waiting to get on the show, and that you're going to take every adventure you can on this show. And day two, you decide that you're going to climb up a big rock for no reason. You're just
yeah.
like, oh, maybe over by this rock, I think I saw, some crabs that we would be able to eat. But for some reason, you're like, I need to climb all the way up here, fall, hurt your arm. It's just like, why would you take such an unnecessary risk when you've waited so long to be on the show? I was so shocked when he was doing that. I was like, there's nothing up there for you. Like, you don't need to take such a risk.
Here's what he did. I love Whataburger. It's one of my favorite burger joints of all time.
There was
Yes,
no burgers at the top of that
there
rock.
were no but here's the thing. If like they brought Whataburger out to where we are, I haven't had it in over a decade, I would be like, yeah, yeah, I got it. And I would go and I would eat like 3 burgers and then I would be sick afterwards because I didn't know how to take it slowly. Survivor should be taken slowly, Matthew. As a fellow Matt, I understand the impulse to like go, 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 go.
I had actually wondered if they were going to look at voting him out
Yeah.
for being kind of reckless at that time.
Yeah.
Like, he's an important person around camp. He knows a lot about sort of the land, the trees,
Yeah.
everything that's going on. And then you're going to start taking these like really big risks that then make it harder for you to compete and harder for them to not be going to tribal. I would have been kind of pissed off watching him climbing the rock for no reason. Like, you're not getting his resources, it's not helpful.
And maybe that is why he played it. Like, we didn't really get a great sense of it, but maybe he is like, I know I screwed up. Maybe I'm in danger. I think what makes all this really hilarious to me is that I don't know if Brandon was going to play his cage idol until all this other stuff happened, but I think at that point he was just like, well, I might as well because all this other weirdness is going on.
Okay, let's talk about that cage idol
Yeah.
because, like, I don't know what was going on there with Brandon and Maddie
Yeah.
when that all kind of went together, where he found the key to this cage. Nobody knows what's in it. It's out in the open for everyone to see.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot harder to be able to actually get what's in that cage without other people knowing about it. He gets the key, he puts it in his pocket and he's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I haven't found anything, but Maddie can see that there's something in his pocket. And eventually he's like, you know what? I'm going to tell her that I've got it. And I'm like, okay, this is a great move. This is a great way to build trust with Maddie. You guys could just work together, and this, you've got the idol. Maybe you could play it on her. Maybe she can help you. This is great. And then as soon as Maddie's like, we should keep this between ourselves, which is the right thing to do.
Yes.
All of a sudden, Brand's like, I can't trust you. I'm telling everybody now. I was just like, what is happening? What is happening here?
I don't
It
know.
was wild to watch him do that. Wild.
This is just like we're bringing it out. This is the clown car tribe, everybody, where everyone is just driving around, playing advantages, not agreeing on it. Maddie's just like
Tying themselves in the face.
Like, there is so much pie going on at this tribe right now. I mean, good on you, at least, Brandon, for having the wherewithal at that point to be like, you know what? I'm going to play this idol at this point. But it's just like, even with that, Lauren, okay, Matthew apparently finds out through some like whisper fest going on at the challenge that like, okay, Lauren's not being altogether, trustworthy with her bank your vote advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, you guys gotta get rid of her. Like, Brandon, he's clearly a guy who's just like, I'm going to tell everybody I have the idol. Guess what? I have the idol. He has the idol. You don't know what she has. She could have something really ridiculous like this inheritance nonsense, which inheritance, however you pronounce it, I don't know. I'm too worked up about it because this thing feels so like ridiculously overpowered late in the game. And it's like, I'd be more afraid of a great unknown than a known, especially somebody who is kind of quiet. You can't always trust the quiet ones. I say that because I'm quiet occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of Maddie at this point, the only person that was really going to be threatened by her was Brandon. I mean, she did a lot around camp to get people to vote for Brandon, to get him out. And I mean, at that point, he didn't really know what was going on, which is why he decided to play his idol. And, part of her strategy was either he'll go home, which is fine with her because they were not on the same page.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't trust each other, or it would flush out the idol. But like, everybody playing their shots in the dark and everything, the way everything was going, I mean, like, clearly the only vote then that was really cast for her was Brandon, who didn't trust her. Like, it just, I couldn't believe how quickly that unraveled for her.
What makes all of this even funnier to me now is that Brandon has to go back to these people who all tried to vote him out like right away, and then you got Jamie and Matthew who just couldn't even be bothered to vote because they were too worried about. Brandon is gonna flip on these people now, like as soon as humanly possible, and they will have no one to blame but themselves.
Yeah, if all those shots in the dark weren't played, Brandon very likely would be gone tonight. But because everybody was so paranoid, here we are where Maddie is gone, and that puts Brandon in an even better spot because, I mean, now he knows that, everybody vote against him. They're all going to be trying to work together where he can now actually kind of play that to his advantage. Maddie's gone. She was really the person that was poisoning the well. Now he's able to be like, hey, I don't have the idol anymore. I forgive you guys. Let's all work together and make this sort of happen. I'm not mad, and work it in a different way. I'd be like, look at Matthew over there. He's climbing the rock and hurting himself for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon he's going to be a player, I would think, in challenges. Like, I know what happened in this episode and all of that, but, you know, he did all that, like, stuff with the coconuts earlier on, and he'll be okay. You just get him some hydration.
So many of the stronger players, like, got hurt in this. I mean, we saw Bruce go home right away. We saw Matthew climbing up the rock and falling. You know, Brandon had his heat stroke that was going on. I couldn't believe how many times medical was called.
No, I feel so bad for Bruce because that just seemed
I know. He just seemed like such a nice guy.
I know. It was a freak accident.
Big, beautiful smile. Like he's ready to play. It was like, just a freak accident.
Yeah, to be gone after how many months you probably spend getting out there. I mean, I know that's the breaks with Survivor sometimes, but that's the sad part of this episode, which I think otherwise it had all the ridiculous comedy at Tribal. We'll have more time in other episodes to talk about some of the other tribes, but the biggest thing I just want to point out is Matt and Franny. This Matt's doing better than the other Matthew. Yeah, I know this Matt like lost his votes and all that other stuff, but you know what? You've got your ally in Franny. Like, it seems like from the promo, this may be the showmance that's been this is like the first real like nerdy showmance I think I've seen on like a reality show, and I'm all for it. I'm shipping this, and I hate showmances. I'm just saying.
I really like Matt, and he's on the tribe that I like the most, which is the Soca tribe. And I know it's not spelled Soca like the music, but my background is Caribbean and I grew up on soca music. So as soon as I heard they were called soca, I know it's spelled differently, but I was just like, I'm all in on this tribe. And then in comes tall, geeky Matt. I was like, yes, what a cool character.
Yeah.
He's so likable. He's so relatable. He's like, I have anxiety and I deal with that. I'm like, yeah, me too. I have that too. And he's just like, and I'm out here and I'm doing it. I'm like, you do it. And then the fact that he might actually be making like a love connection on there, it's just, there's so much to like about him.
Yeah, like this season has fantastic potential if production stays out of the way, doesn't go crazy. My biggest beef is like, what was with that cold open of like the producer doing like that whole, here's how you say it. It's just like, I don't need this show to be meta. I don't need to be told I'm watching Survivor while I'm watching Survivor. I want to at least pretend that I'm like on the island in the world. I don't need to be sort of like yanked out of it.
Yeah, I used to really love that about the show where I would get in. I feel like I'm on the island for a little while and I'm watching everything happen. And then we started getting these like, Jeff is talking to us and talking to the camera. And I'm just like, no, that sort of cold open, trying to interview and trying to, the producers are there. I'm like, no, you guys are supposed to like not be there kind of thing.
All right. Well, we will be back, of course, to get into the rest of these Survivor shenanigans. Great premiere, great start, fingers crossed, but let us know in the comments what you guys thought. But also hit up our Instagram, Matt and Jess TV, a very great birthday gift for Jess. We have all sorts of fun stuff over there, and we will see you here next time.